Have you ever wondered how some people just seem to have so many connections? And you wonder, how did they get up to that number? Well, I bet you if we could plot the number of connections versus time, it would have gone up geometrically. And the reason for that has something to do with something called the Matthew effect. At about 2,000 connections, I started to really get very intentional about connecting with more and more people. And I noticed this impact where I seem not to be intentionally connecting with as many people, but all of a sudden more and more people started to accept my connection invitation. So in other words, the same number of reach outs every day or every week, and yet my percentage of folks who were accepting went up more and more. And I started to wonder about it. And I heard through, I believe it was either an article that I read or a journal or something about the Matthew effect. So I want to share a little bit about this concept with you, and then also give you a plan of action that you may be able to put into your existing LinkedIn habits. What is the Matthew effect? So Matthew effect was coined by the term was coined by a sociologist named Robert K. Merton in 1968. He attributes it to his wife, who was co-collaborated with him on this concept. The way to think of it is that adage, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Obviously, that's not the way it is from the Bible, and I'll put that in the comments, the biblical verse in the comments, but it's the Matthew effect of accumulated advantage. In other words, once you have a lot of something, it's easier and easier to get more of it. And what I've noticed, and so did Robert K. Merton years and years and years before I did, is that once you have a lot of connections, for example, it's easier to get more and more connections. So that's, in a nutshell, it's just that idea. So how can you apply this? More importantly, theory is great, but let's apply it. So if you're just starting out on LinkedIn, it can feel like a Herculean task to get those new connections. It just seems so difficult. Well, what you can do is, just stop overthinking it. And whether or not it's, your alumni connections or people in your industry or people who are in your area or maybe your hometown, whatever reason, whatever thing you can think of to create a commonality, just start hitting that connect button. And something you're going to observe is that after a certain point, those people are going to get more and more likely to accept your connection invitation. I mean, it could come down to social proof in that you have more and more connections, so they think you're a valuable connection, or you could have just more mutual connections. And that's really what happened with me with my Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute connections. When I got intentional about connecting with more people, I focused on that alumni network. And I went and I looked at people who were maybe 10, 15 years graduating after I did. And I started connecting with more and more of them. And what happened was that after a certain number of mutual connections, all of a sudden, their likelihood of accepting my connection invitation went up more and more. In any case, there is a double-edged sword to this. If you're a marketer and you're looking to connect with your ideal client, but instead you're just connecting with everybody, then LinkedIn and the way it serves up your content could cause you issues. So if, for example, you connect with 10,000 people and only 1,000 of those folks are your ideal client, then only a certain percentage is going to get to that 1,000 of your ideal client. Very small number likely. But if instead all of your connections are your ideal client, you're still going to have that same percentage, but now you're very likely to get more of your, hitting your ideal client avatar, if you will, in the vernacular of the marketing terms. In any case, I guess in remit, if you're just an open networker, the chances of you getting your content to your ideal client goes down. So just beware of that. I know right now I'm really slowing down my accepting of folks who may not be my ideal client. Thank you, first of all, if you've gone this far, thank you for watching this video. And as an added bonus, I'm going to tell you how it is that I did this little trick that you're seeing right here. If you're a Zoom user, go over to the advanced tab in the middle under screen share, and you can use this cool feature from Zoom that allows you to put yourself in the video. Isn't this cool? And I can make myself bigger, and then I can even dance around. So, hope you have a great night. Please like, comment, or share. And again, hope you took some value from this. Thank you.